So a lot of students get confused while searching for their book for the history of English literature part as they enter into college. Now, last time when I entered college, I was also very confused about which book to buy for history of English literature, and it is confusing because there are a lot of books available in the market, and the professors also suggest different books. Different students follow different books of different authors, and so it is very confusing at times for us to select which one to choose. So if you are such a student, so you should not worry because it's the right place, and I'm going to guide you in the in this matter so that you don't face any difficulty in selecting your book for history of English literature. And I'll also tell you about how I chose the history of English literature books and which are the books that I follow and which are the books that that is important to follow. So let's start. When I was preparing for the public exams before taking admission into college, I was following two books, that was Edward Albert and William J. Long, History of English Literature. And therefore I had a little bit idea about what was there in the books as I entered into college. But then the professors were suggesting different books. They suggested books like William J. Long and Edward Albert were common. Besides that, they suggested Michael Alexander and Andrew Sanders, David Ashes, A.C. Bow. These were the books that they suggested. Now, I was confused because I didn't know which writer would be the best for me to read, and they said that it is up to the choice of the students. It is their will which book will they want to study and which book they feel comfortable with. So for me, I what I did was that I actually searched the PDFs on the Google, and uh, I just read some pages of the books and found out whether the language was suitable for me or not, whether I was able to understand the language or not, whether it was comfortable for me. And then as I found out that yes, it was comfortable, the books I selected. So the first thing that you need to do is that you just take the suggestions of your college professors, some students, and your classmates and your friends and everybody, and also look for guidance in YouTube and Google as well. So as you get the names of the books, get the names of the writers, you just write them in a page, and then after writing them, suppose you collect 8 to 10 books. Okay, not 8 to 10, at least you can collect 7 to 8 books also. So as a beginner you should do this, I'm saying. So you just collect the names of the books, write it in a paper, and then you go in the Google and search their PDFs. Okay, suppose you collected the Edward Albert PDF and William J. Long PDF. So you collect the PDFs and then study. Not entirely, but at least some pages, one or two pages. You just read the lines, and then try to understand, see that whether it is comfortable, whether the language is seeming easy to you or it is seeming complicated to you. You just try to look at that. So you collect the names of those books which you found to be easy. Suppose 3 to 4 books you collect, and then from there just you try to write down the preferences, like which you will prefer for number one and number two. Write them down, at least 3 to 4 books, and then on that, like from that, just select 2 books, first 2 books which you found to be very essential, which you found to be very informative or easy to understand and easy to follow. You just select those 2 books, and then you start following those 2 books and make notes from them. Now as you start making notes and following the books, then you give your first semester examination based on that. Don't go for other books, because the teachers might tell you that you should ideally look for 3 to 4 books for reference and then make notes, but don't make it so complicated in the first place, because in the first place all you need to do is to gain an interest in reading history of English literature and understand it in an easy way as a beginner. So in the first place, if you start complicating the process, then you will end up losing interest in the long run. So I prefer you to select 2 books and then make notes from that and study them, follow them thoroughly, and sit for the examination in first semester. And then after that, as you give the first semester examination, by the time you will have come across a lot of books, a lot of texts of different writers, and have known them, And then in the second semester, while you are preparing for the second semester, you just look for the third and fourth books that you had selected previously, as I told you, in your preference list. So from them you just try to follow, pick one book, and then you start following that book as well with the other two books which you followed previously. Now this will be your process. So by this you will be, like slowly leveling up your uh, progress, leveling up your preparation. Because in the first place, if you only start following books like David Dashes or AC Bao, like this books, these are very thick books and they have a lot of information, and they are very, the language is also tough in David Dashes especially, so you will lose interest. So it's better to start from an easy one, and then in the long run you just level up your process. So this is what is suggested, and I also did it in the same way. So well, I was preparing for PubDed. I told you that I was doing two books, Edward Albert and William J. Long. And then when I entered first semester, when I was preparing for first semester, I entered college, and then I was following those two books only, and I gave my first semester based on that. And then after the first semester, I started following AC Bao, and this book is really helpful, I'm telling you, and this is very informative. I found it to be personally very informative, very helpful, and everything is written in a very elaborate way. It is a bit lengthy, but you will be able to get all the information over there, and it is very the language is also friendly and easy to understand, and also it is written in a very beautiful manner. So I find it very essential and helpful for me. And along with that, I also started following little bit of Michael Alexander as well. So yeah, these were my books which I follow. Now one thing I must tell you, that reference work is very essential. Like everything in history of English literature, like it is a factual, it is a factual thing. History of English literature is a factual thing. So everywhere in every book the facts will remain the same. The names of the authors, the about the writers and their life and their works, about the dates, everything will be same. But the thing is that you need to figure out, you need to find out that, like, the language, and to differentiate between the language, like which language is more suitable for you and which language you find to be useful for, better for writing the exam. Depending on that you select. Now for that, reference work is needed. Like you need to sit with 2 to 3 books and then make notes out of them. Now somewhere you will find that about a particular writer, in some book it is written in very good way, very elaborately, or in the other book you will find that other writer is written in a very beautiful way. So and also periods, from periods also vary. Like for example, restoration in 18th century is given in a very detailed way in the AC Bao book. And about certain writers, in the Michael Alexander book it is given in a good way, and I find to be very, that was very good. So the periods also vary. So you may refer, like you suppose can do romantic period from one book and modern from the another. Like this you can also do, but as a beginner you shouldn't do this. After you finish your first semester examination, only if you find it to be comfortable, that yes, I can now just start sitting with 2 to 3 books and do my reference work and make notes based on that, then only you do that. Otherwise you don't need do a lot of things. So yes, that was all for the book suggestion. I hope that you found it to be very helpful. Thank you.